Welcome, everybody, to WTL. You know what that stands for. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron.
Oh, the Parlay Pounder.
You got it. We back.
Yes, we are. Now we got to talk some NBA playoff round one of the playoffs, and we talked Thursday. Now we got to talk Friday night.
You know it.
Couple more stellar matchups here. And let's start with the 7 o'clock tip on ESPN. That's the Clippers, oh boy, down 0-2, heading to Dallas. It looked like they were going to be able to defend one. Oh, it's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
It's tied 1-1. That's it. Yeah, Dallas needed some heroics there.
Yeah, they did. They needed Luka and Magic, and they got it.
Yeah, at the end of the game, too. I got ahead of myself there. And this is where... I think you were kind of leaving the Clippers for dead.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they didn't look too bad.
Yeah.
They didn't look. And Kawhi's
first night back.
Yep,
first night back, and he's only going to get better, like you said. But, yeah, now they're back in Dallas. Dallas has a 4.5 point, favorite here for this game. 208.5 over under. Andy, like you said, it was
getting bet down. It's getting bet down.
It's getting bet down. It was at 209 earlier today. I liked what I saw from the Clippers. Zubac is he's a game changer in this series. He's so much bigger and stronger than everybody else that they can put against him on the Dallas side. So I really like that. For the Clippers, I really like that Kawhi's coming back. You know that he was just filling it out right there, and you know that he's going to get better and better. I also like that they have those two MVPs that are just kind of role players for him now with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Yeah, because those two can just catapult the team to just with assists, with rebounds, with running up and down the floor. So I really like this team a lot more than what I did coming into the playoffs. This could be an upset alert for the Mavericks. Slowing things down, which would, I think, be conducive for the Lakers. They're an older team. Kawhi is nursing that. Clippers, yep.
Clippers, sorry. Yeah, L.A. But Jason Kidd, the coach of the Mavs, said, hey, I liked that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Both teams
Luka loves that.
Being under 100 points.
Yep.
It was quoted as saying, that was 90s basketball at its best. Yeah. We love it, keeping both teams under 100. So it's kind of it'll be interesting to see who wants to push the pace offensively and when do they want to do that. Is it going to be in spots? When and how is that going to happen? Or are both teams just happy with walking the ball up and getting into the half court?
The reason Jason Kidd thinks that's so awesome is because he loves it. If it's a close game, he has the trump card with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, probably the two best players on the floor, regardless of who they are. I love them if it's a close game, Andy. Like I said, with those other guys running around, though, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, they probably have the next best 4 players or 5 putting Zubac there. So Jason Kidd loves it if it's a close game because he's got the trump card with the 2 best players. But I really do believe the Mavericks are going to win this game. I don't believe it's probably... I like the Clippers' chance to cover here with it being 4.5.
You like that 4.5 number?
But what I really like the over, Andy. Like you said, I really think it's going to be a little bit of a different pace than this past game that we saw. It's only at 208.5. It was at 209. I had this getting up to 230, Andy.
Oh, really? That's where you capped it?
I really think that this game is going to hit some new strides. We're going to see big point totals by these all-stars that we're talking about. So, I got the Mavericks winning 116 to 114.
Yeah, and Leonard is only going to get better. I mean, he averages 24 points when he plays a full game.
No doubt.
And he didn't look too bad. He had some really nice numbers, only putting in 15 minutes of work there in game 2.
Yeah, for sure, Andy. And, you're just going to get more and more minutes out of him. If you're looking at his point total, it's over 22.5 right now. Okay. And you're getting at it at a plus 100. So I don't quite know enough about him to put money on him yet. Where I look at it is that I'm going to go over on Zubac's points at 11.5 at a -125. So I like Zubac over on points over 11.5, and then I got to give it to my boy Kyrie over 24.5. I believe he's going to get that easily, especially if they're going to win this game.
He'll even force it to get it.
No doubt.
That's Kyrie. Zubac, does he have like a total number there with rebounds? Because I do like what he's doing on the glass.
Yeah, he does for sure. Let me look, Andy. Zubac is over 10.5, so I love that as well.
Yeah.
And you can just pretty much put him down for a double-double because that's what's going to happen.
That's about a season average right there.
No doubt.
And right now, if the Clippers want to chip away, and they need him. They need him. That's one of their big advantages right there.
In Game 1, he was the difference. In Game 2, you could see he got in a little bit of foul trouble early in the first half, kind of got them out of their rhythm. So, no, I love both those bets, especially on Zubac. So he's my guy for the Clippers.
All righty. Well, should we move on to the nightcap?
Let's do it.
9:30.
I love it.
9:30 tip-off on ESPN.
I don't love that.
Minnesota Timberwolves, they are up 2-0 over the Phoenix Suns. Kind of a demoralizing loss in Game 2. It just felt like the Timberwolves down the stretch were just in total control.
No doubt.
Everyone's saying like, well, KD didn't quit, but oh boy.
Kind of.
Yeah, he didn't look too enthused, and you got young Ant-Man out there.
No doubt, talking.
Yeah, talking.
And he's struggling too.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go with it. You had Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns with 2 off games.
Yeah.
And they admitted they were off.
No
they
doubt.
didn't play their best games. And the Suns still got handled in kind of a dominant fashion there in Game 2.
Yeah, for sure. Jaden McDaniels for the Timberwolves stepped up with 25 points on 10 of 17 shooting, winning Game 3 to be a massive step towards the conference semifinals. But this will be by far the hardest game to win here, Andy. First game back in Phoenix.
Yeah.
All those All-Stars, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, all bloodthirsty for a win in the playoffs. I think Kevin Durant will certainly have something to say about that. The Suns have had a lot of bad luck so far in this series. Their leading three-point shooter, Grayson Allen, sprained his ankle in both games and is likely to be out for several weeks, Andy.
Booker fouled out down the stretch in Game 2.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I believe the lowest scoring bench through the regular season, also struggling in the playoffs. I'm looking for the big three, Durant, Booker, Beal. Like I just said, pick up the slack here. This will be a familiar feeling for Phoenix. They found themselves in a 2-0 hole in last year's series against Denver, after which they came back with consecutive wins. I know it's hard justifying backing a team after seeing them fail and crack the 100-point mark, but I believe in Kevin Durant, and I believe that they are going to cover this 4 points as well.
And that's where the money's going too, because this line opened up at 3.5, and it's already been bet up to 4.5 as the Suns being your favorite. I watched those last 2 games, and I just don't know if Phoenix has an answer for Michael Conley Jr. playing pick and roll with Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Those two guys have a really good chemistry going on right now. And if you overplay Rudy and you stick with him, he's a capable passer.
Yeah. And their other big guy, Naz Reid, and and you can't forget about their 2 All-Stars, Cat and Ant-Man. So
I just think it's a tough matchup for the Suns.
It really is, Andy. I just think that the Phoenix Suns can pull with one. I believe that Timberwolves are still a little young and are going to get a little ahead of themselves.
Okay.
I do believe they win the series, but the bet that I really love in this game, Andy, is the over. It's at
206.5.
It's getting bet down. I would have took this all the way up to 210, Andy. I just don't get why the Suns have stayed away from playing a fast-paced game so far, Andy. That has worked to perfection in the 3 regular season meetings against these guys, with games of 133, 125 for them. Losing Grayson Allen is a devastating blow, obviously, like I mentioned, but we've seen players like Royce O'Neal, Eric Gordon step up in the past. Devin Booker and Bradley Beal have also left a lot to be desired over the first 2 games, so I believe the over is going to sail here, Andy, so that's where I'll be putting most of my money on Friday night.
Okay, well, Gordon stepped up and had a really nice second half for the Suns, and we've seen him in the playoffs before, whether it was with Houston or whoever. So we know he's another one of those veterans that can get it done in the void of Grayson Allen tripping up that ankle. Any player props you like, or are you really just looking at these totals?
Well, like I said, I love the over, Andy, but if I'm going to get this over, I have to look at a couple player props, and for sure I'm going KD over on points, and that's sitting right there at
Well,
26 and a half.
Okay, he averaged 27 on the season.
Yeah, no, I think 26 and a half, he's at a plus 102 for that, so you're getting plus money. I believe he's going to have at least a 30-point game to win this game.
Okay.
Also, if you want to look at Mr. Karl Anthony Towns, had a kind of a down game.
Everyone's thinking bounce back, right?
Everything's
bounce back.
And his point total is very low right now, over 16 and a half points. So I love the Cat prop as well.
He should be able to get there, right?
He should be able to get there.
2 bad games in a row.
That's true.
Nobody in NBA playoff history has had 2 bad games in a row.
I hope that's the case. But no, those are definitely the 2 that I'm zoning in on are KD points and Karl Anthony Town points.
All righty. Well, hey, let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Nebraska Brewing Company. We've been enjoying, once again, the Ale Storm. Got it right here in front of me, and their new the Jersey cans they've reintroduced. That's the official beer of the AAA
Storm Chasers. Omaha Storm Chasers.
Yeah, the Omaha Storm Chasers. So head on down there. Now you can get them in cans, and you also get a 6-pack of those cans at Hy-Vee and everywhere else.
Yeah, the Triple Play limited edition can.
There you go. They're pretty snazzy.
They are cool.
Sharp. They are pretty cool. Nebraska Brewing Company, world class in every glass. Don't go nowhere. This is WTL.